Okay. So, credit use. Some things to keep in mind, okay? Because like I said, we talked in fair detail about personal loans and how to use, how to amortize them or pay them back. Okay? And then we just talked about credit cards in detail, but those aren't the only ones. There was also overdraft protection as well as personal lines of credit. But some things you want to ask yourself, if you're going to do some type of credit, one of the four, do you really need it? Okay, becomes just an impulse buying, like on Amazon. Yeah, you guys know how to read. Okay. Credit cards, I mean, they are valuable if you pay them off. It's valuable in terms of building a credit score. Okay. But if you have one or two credit cards and you just pay the minimum balance, that's going to adversely affect your credit score. Okay. So another thing you want to consider, the bottom bullet there, is how many credit cards do you have? You don't want to have too many credit cards. I mean, I've known people that, they max out one credit card. So what do? Instead of trying to deal with it, they apply and get another credit card. And some credit card companies will give it to you, regardless of your previous debt, but they charge you a higher interest rate. So you've got to be really, really careful. So what happens if you go into debt? What happens if it gets out of control? This is really what I want to focus on here. Okay. First of all, first rule, when you dig a hole for yourself, stop digging. Okay? So if credit cards are getting out of control, you've got one or two, and the balances are really high, stop using them. You need to stop using them. Contact your bank or the financial institution. Perhaps they can come up with some kind of plan with you that you can reasonably pay things off and you can get out of this debt. Okay? You may want to take your credit card debts and consolidate them into a personal loan, which is a consumer. Because personal loans, if you qualify for one, generally give you a lower interest rate. So that's a little bit better to start, but of course you got to be able to start paying off that person. Or seek advice from some expert at the bank or financial institution that you use, or there's financial counselors out there that help you deal with debt. Okay, these are the things that you want to look at if things get out of control. And they can if you're not using them, if you're not using credit responsibly. Okay.